Previously on the Dice Girls.
If you can bring me a gnome within the next week, I will believe that you are ready to serve our purpose. And if not, Asmodeus help you.
We'll do it in 5.
So I have something I haven't told you. I am not human.
She's a changeling.
Will Kai's plan fool the tieflings? What sort of danger is she putting herself into? And most importantly, do all gnomes come from Walmart? You're about to find out. With sugar and spice and a roll of the dice, you're listening to The Dice Girls.
This game is crazy.
We were in the scuttle, and Kai is standing there as Kai, and you all have this little, cute, heartwarming, we love you no matter what kind of scene. And Billard basically just said, well, guys, it looks like we have a plan.
What's the plan?
Well, unless I'm mistaken here, I think that Kai mentioned that she had a plan, and I'm pretty sure I can figure out what it is. Do you want to share what you were thinking, Kai?
Yeah, I will turn into a gnome, and then we will have a gnome to give to Carmos. That's it, that's the plan.
I mean, it's a little better than a clockwork gnome, don't you think? It's a lot better than a clockwork gnome.
Yeah.
Way less expensive, too.
That's very true.
All right, we should get our story straight and get a disguise and maybe just a little backstory just in case, like where you're from or something like that.
Where am I from? Where do gnomes come from?
Yeah, so a lot of us before we were here, we lived in the small forest town of Grimwick. It's in the Walmart woodlands, and...
I'm sorry.
Walmart?
In the Walmart parking lot?
It's the garden section.
It's the Walmart woodlands, which I didn't realize until I said out loud sounds exactly like Walmart, without the T. But yeah, many of us are from that general area.
You should probably write that down, don't you think? Or you'll remember it?
Yeah,
Okay, alright.
I don't remember Walmart.
Yeah.
From the Walmart parking lot.
The garden section.
Yeah, so that's where many of us hail from.
So is there a gnome manual that she should read to know how to act so that Carmos is not suspicious?
Billard looks at you a little bit funny, and he cocks his head and he says, well, I mean, we're kind of just like everybody else. I just, I think she'll be okay.
Okay.
I think she'll be fine. We don't have any, secret dances or anything like that.
Okay.
No, midnight rituals to be a gnome.
Right.
Yeah. No, she'll be fine. I kind of doubt they're going to be questioning her on the history of gnomedom. I think she'll be okay.
What if they do?
I mean, do you want me to give her a brief history of the whole...
Have you got some flashcards?
I keep some right here in my pocket. Now I don't have any flashcards.
Maybe just if there's something that you don't eat or something that's forbidden that you would never say or do might be helpful.
I don't think so. I think we're pretty much like everybody else. I don't think there's any... I mean, we're pretty laid back, easygoing people, We like mischief and fun, and I think a changeling probably has a good handle on mischief, I would guess, and one that's being captured really doesn't need to be having a lot of fun anyway, so, I think she's got this under wraps.
All right, let's go.
Don't I have to get my eyes removed first?
You probably should do that, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Eyes removed? We're going to have to lead you,
No, the mark.
Okay, that's better.
I'm getting rid of Mark.
Okay. Oh, I love Mark. Can I have him?
You already have Mark.
Okay.
So, yeah, the removal process for the mark of the betrayer is actually quite simple. Romulus, he walks over to you, and he basically says, hold still. This isn't gonna hurt. And he kind of puts his hand over your eyes, and then he just whispers in your ear, I forgive you.
Oh.
You can feel kind of a warmth coming from his hand. When he removes his hand and you open your eyes, the other people in the room can see that the mark is now gone. And so you no longer have the mark of the betrayer, and so now your eyes are just the white with no pupils that a changeling has.
Yeah.
So.
Kind of hard to tell when you're looking at me.
I'll turn my face in your general direction.
Thank you.
We could just get a marker and...
Maybe we should make her face dirty after she changes, like we've been just treating her rough.
Yeah, we'll go roll her in the dirt now.
Okay.
After.
That'd be fun.
Roll me down the hill.
You can absolutely do that. That's a good idea. I like it. I like it.
I can't help but wonder if we need to, like, fake her death or anything. I don't suppose we have anything just lying around for that.
Okay, I was thinking about that.
Oh.
And we could say Mara felt bad about having to bring them a gnome, so you guys killed her. And if I do need to change out of the gnome form, I can just become somebody else.
Oh, okay.
What about your pants? Your pants and your shirts? Will she need when you change into a gnome, do you have the gnome outfit when you change into it, or are you just naked?
Do the clothes change? Because, like, I changed from Mara to Kai, and Mara's a little taller than Kai, so, like, are my clothes too big
a little
on
tight.
me?
Oh.
Your clothes do not change, so yeah, you're feeling a little. Your clothes are a little tight.
A little loose.
A little loose. Yeah. Sorry. So it's because here it suggests that changelings keep a couple extra sets of clothes on. And Billrick says, "Well, we've got plenty of gnomes. Let me go ask around real quick."
We've got plenty of gnomes. Gnome resistance.
We've got plenty. Just restocked yesterday. We did the gnome factory
In the Walmart parking lot.
No, we've got plenty of folks here that you could borrow some clothes from. I'm gonna go. I'll go ask around and get you some clothing before you make the shift. Billrick leaves the room and comes back a few moments later, and he's got a gnome-sized change of clothes for you. And then everyone kind of leaves the room for a moment to let you have your privacy and change. So when you two and Talon and Billrick and Rom and Verstum, this is a big party, when you guys all enter the room again, there is a small gnome standing there.
Well, hello, little one. Who are you?
Triggus, it's me.
What? Magma? Are you in there?
Yeah.
You're very good at this.
Thank you, Triggus.
Can I hug you?
I guess.
Hug. That was for the listeners at home.
That's what hugs sound like.
Hug.
Billrick kind of like, he circles around you and is like just kind of looking at you, and he just looks really impressed. And he says, "Kai, I've never met a changeling before, but, well, as far as I know, I've never met a changeling before. This is impressive. This is some ability that you have. Thank you for being willing to help us out. And quite honestly, put yourself in some danger to do so."
Yeah, no problem.
What time is it?
It's actually probably evening because you headed back to the Scuttle. It's been a very long day. This morning you were in Carmos's office, then you had the almost full day's journey back, and then Billrick called a meeting immediately. So it's probably late evening.
Let's get a good night's rest before we take off.
Before we go tying anybody up.
You all get a good night's rest, and I think if you guys are ready, they are ready to send you on your way.
So probably, Triggus and I should probably take most of your weapons. That way it looks like we actually killed you and looted you. Is there anywhere you could hide, a dagger or something, if that makes you more comfortable to have something in your boot or something like that we could act like we didn't notice was on you, just in case?
Yeah, I'll take one of my daggers and slip it into my boot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and we'll just hold the rest of your stuff for you. It's
Yeah.
cool. We should probably tie you up now, right? If someone sees us along the way.
Yeah.
Triggus, you have that rope of inconvenience?
Here it is.
It's pretty convenient right now, I gotta say.
Yes, it is. Should I tie her up?
Yeah, let's tie her up and then we'll rough her up a little bit along the way.
So you, Triggus, tie up Kai, and Bilric says, is she gonna go? Are you gonna go by the name of Kai? Or are you gonna...
Probably not a good idea.
Okay, yeah.
What's a gnomish name?
Well, you can always name yourself after Mixus. She's been here for a while. That's a gnome name for sure.
Hi,
Nobody
guys.
really knows her.
My name is Mixus.
Hi, Mixus.
She's all tied up. The rope is a little short, so it's kind of hard to... it's magically shorter. It's a little difficult to get her tied up, but you do manage to do so. Talon has kind of just been speechlessly watching this whole thing. Like, he's still a little bit in shock. He thinks it's the coolest thing he's ever seen. For some kind of... He smiles at the three of you, and he actually comes over and gives each of you a hug before you leave. And he looks very grateful for your help. And Rom he nods at the three of you, like, in respect. Which is a pretty big gesture from Romulus. And they leave the four of you, then you all leave the scuttle. Do we want to do the scene where you, like, get dirt all over Kai?
Yeah, I think at first Rhakna just, like, goes and scoops up some dirt and, like, rubs it on her face and, like, tousles her hair and stuff, and the whole time she's like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about this.
And then I cut her face with a dagger. Just a small cut. So she's bleeding a little bit.
Triggus is out for blood.
Literally.
Do you warn her beforehand? I'm gonna need you to make an attack roll.
Oh no. Oh no. I do tell her, if I tell her ahead of time, do I not have to roll? Because I don't want to hurt her.
You're trying to cut her face.
Well, this is like a mutual agreement.
I think you still need to make an attack roll.
Okay, with a...
what are you cutting her face with?
A tiny dagger.
Roll your D20.
Okay. Maybe just a piece of paper, like a paper cut. I like that better. Okay.
I prefer tiny dagger over paper
20.
We're actually going to say that that's a really good thing.
Okay.
You achieve your purpose really well.
Okay.
Which is to give her a small cut without
hurting her. Good,
yes.
good.
Instead of just chopping my head clean off.
If you rolled a 1, then you would have really hurt her.
Oh no, this game is crazy.
But no, you achieved, you really masterfully, just like exactly what and where you wanted to make this cut on her face, you do so.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Triggus.
And we're gonna say that she doesn't even take any damage from it, because that's probably what you probably would not.
I didn't even consider damaging her.
Well, it's come on the face, I mean. But no, with a 20, we're gonna, you didn't do any damage at all. Good job!
Thank you.
Alright, so, Mixus, you're a little roughed up. Talon doesn't. He laughs at you guys the whole time that you're doing this. He just kind of laughs and shakes his head and just kind of watches you guys basically have fun fake beating up Mixus. So, then she gets all roughed up and Talon says, well, dudes, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Yeah.
As ready as I'll ever be.
I think we've got a pretty good plan here, guys. I think it's rad. I think we're gonna be alright.
I think so too.
I hope you guys are right.
Hey guys, do you want to hear some new and veteran-ish players as they dive into a completely homebrew world created by our talented DM Liam? Then join us for an old-school, authentic D&D experience as we focus on collaborative storytelling in an open world, allowing us, as players, to cause as much anxiety as possible for our DM. Catch us on most podcast platforms, visit our website, and come chat to us on social media. Modified Rule. Come and join the adventure.
Hey Dicelings, it's Becca, your DM, and I want to say thank you so much to everyone for listening, for tweeting about the show, for using our hashtag, the Dice Girls. We so much appreciate it. The other people we super appreciate are our patrons on Patreon, and we got 2 new ones this week, and we want to say a huge special thank you to them. The first one is Coruscant Knights. They are a Star Wars RPG podcast, so go and give them a listen, because that sounds pretty awesome, to be frank. Also, we want to say a huge thank you to Elizabeth Ross, our other new patron this week. Thank you so much, Dicelings. We would not be able to do the things that we're doing and that we're talking about doing and that we're getting excited about doing. We wouldn't be able to do any of that without your support. So a sincere thank you from all of us. If you would like to also become a patron, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/thedicegirls. We have so much bonus content on there that it's a little crazy. I was checking it out the other day. We have over 200 posts that are extra content of all different sorts. We're posting on there almost every single weekday. So go on over and check it out if you'd like to support the show. Something else that's really cool that happened recently is I got to join Jamie from Guardians of the not Guardians of the Galaxy. I get to join Jamie from Guardians of the Multiverse, which is way better than Guardians of the Galaxy. Please don't sue me, Marvel. Again, 3rd time's a charm, right? I got to join Jamie from Guardians of the Multiverse and Sarah from Sacrosanct RP for an episode of Across the Plains. That was so much fun. We basically got to sit around and talk about role-playing games and creating safe spaces for our players and all sorts of different topics on the subject. It was an absolute blast. If you'd like to check it out, you can look it up on Across the Plains, and it's episode number 2. Thanks again to everyone who's listening, and I'm going to stop blabbing and let you guys get back to the action.
And you guys start headed back towards Timbertide. So you uneventfully get back to Timbertide with the tied up gnome. And Talon says, "Are we ready to head back to this church?"
Should we chain up Mixtape, or should we just hold her by the neck as we walk in to show that we hate her?
I think that's up to. Well, that's a good question, dudes. Well, we don't want to hurt her.
No.
I'll hold her by the...
You could just, draw your axe or something and have it pointed at me.
I could. Or I could pick you up by the back of your shirt, like the middle back of the shirt. So I'm just holding you up, and, if you weren't tied up, your arms and legs would just be dangling.
That works, too.
It's more intimidating that way. Okay, look, I'm gonna throw you. I'm gonna try and be gentle about it. But we've got... No, we're gonna walk in there, and I'm gonna toss you onto his desk. I mean,
Talon is looking at you, and his eyes are kind of wide. Wow, dude, I didn't know you had that in you.
Well, look, we need to impress these people. We need to make sure that they think that we're on their side.
I like it.
If being a little bit more careless about an alleged gnome is gonna do it, then that's just what I'm gonna do.
I mean, is this all okay with you, dude? This is you. I mean...
I'm just kind of curious to see what happens.
Alright. So you go back to the church, and the front door is actually slightly open. And Talon kind of leads the way. Rhakna, you are carrying Kai, disguised as Mixus, by the back of her shirt.
And I've got, my best scared face on.
Good idea.
My eyes are wide, and I'm just, looking around frantically.
The sanctuary door is open all the way, so you step into the vestibule, with the church door slightly open. And then there's the door to the sanctuary is open all the way, so you make your way through the sanctuary. You notice it's quiet inside, but you do see a light coming from Carmos's office.
I just yell, "Hello, Carmax! We are here!"
I barge in the door, and I throw Kai onto his desk and knock some of his stuff off his desk.
Can we do a dexterity check?
Oh, no.
I really wish you didn't say that, but okay.
That would be a good time for a 20.
that my first nat 20?
That might be. So tell us exactly what this looks like, because you nail it. Like, exactly however you imagined it going in your head is how it goes.
She's holding up Gnome Kai with her left hand, and she turns the doorknob. But she busts in, like, with her arm or her shoulder a little bit, to intimidatingly bust the door open, and takes a few steps in and throws the gnome directly onto his desk, and Gnome Kai slides a little bit on the desk and knocks some of his trinkets off. Like, Kai slides just lands in the middle of the desk right in front of him.
I'm glad
with a little squeal.
I'm glad he was there, because then you'd have to do it over again.
And then that time you get a 1.
No, he's definitely there. He looks very shocked when there is suddenly a tied up gnome on his desk. And he looks up at the three of you, because Talon's with you. And he's clearly shocked and impressed. Well, it looks like the three of you have incredibly good timing. That was fast. I don't know where you managed to find a gnome so quickly, but I'm impressed. My deacons are due here at any moment for our weekly meeting. Would you care to join us?
Yes.
Where is your other friend? There were more of you last time, weren't there?
We killed her.
You killed your companion? Why would you do such a thing?
The human girl had second thoughts about our mission. As soon as we captured the gnome, she started to back out. She wasn't interested. And, well, she knew too much at this point. We couldn't let her live. It was the only option.
Roll a deception check for me.
Oh, no.
That's a 4.
That's a 4.
Oh, no.
What do you add to it? Charisma?
12?
Plus 1.
Oh.
Okay. He listens to your story and he raises another eyebrow at you and kind of squints his eyes pretty suspiciously. He says, "You would kill your friend over a simple disagreement about what to do? That doesn't seem likely to me."
It was more than just a disagreement. We had already been here. If we had let her go and let her live, she could have told anyone. I'm not saying it was easy. It wasn't. We had been traveling with her for a few months now. And I admit a bit of attachment to her in that time. But some things must be done.
And she sang in her sleep. It was annoying.
Very.
He looks like he opens his mouth to ask you another question. But before he can get any words out, you hear some scuffling and laughter coming from the sanctuary. And a moment later, 3 tieflings come bursting through the door. They're smaller than Carmos. They're all like pale-skinned, and they all have red hair and freckles. The female has 2 spiral horns that stick straight up, and both males have smaller curved horns. And they stop in their tracks when they see you, and their eyes get wide. And one of the male tieflings points at the gnome on Carmos's desk, and he says, "Gnome!" And the other 2 instinctively reach out to grab him before he lunges towards the gnome. And the female rolls her eyes, and she looks at Carmos and says, "What's with them? We collecting orcs and dragons and fish now too?"
What? A dragon?
Talon is a dragon.
What? He's a dragon?
Yes.
It's like a dragon human.
He's a dragon humanoid.
Yeah.
He looks like a dragon.
Oh my god, I love him even more.
I know, right? He's a pretty cool dude, bro.
Wow.
He's green. He's a green dragonborn.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I got the dragonborn, but that's like on Skyrim, that's just a person.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's why I was confused.
No,
Okay.
sorry. He
Yeah.
looks like a dragon.
Wow.
Rhakna, cocks her head and puts an arm up on her hip and looks at these 3 who just came in. And she says something cool. Which I'm getting to. Is this the kind of riffraff that you're letting into your following?
Carmo's kind of he rubs his temples he's so done with these 3. Visitors, these are my deacons.
Oh.
Harold, Breus, and Satari. kindly explain to them why you're here.
We brought you a gnome.
We're here to join.
Carlos looks down at the gnome on his desk, and he kind of he makes a disgusted face. Was it necessary to put it directly on my desk? It smells.
I don't have a snappy comeback for that.
Wow, you smell.
Just Kai. No. Is Kai just silent this whole time?
Yeah.
Basically? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, show me where we should take it.
So Satari, who is the female tiefling, she kind of puts her hand on her hip as well, and stands up a little straighter, and just looks at Rhakna, and she opens her mouth to talk, but Harold says, "Why are you traveling with a gnome? Thought we didn't like gnomes." And Carlos kind of rolls his eyes and says, "Harold, we've been through this. They brought us a gnome to take to Sadie."
Oh.
And the third tiefling, who's kind of been silently looking at the three of you the whole time, he kind of sniffs the air a little bit, and he says, "I don't like them. They smell funny. We should kill them." And Carmel says, No. They brought us a gnome. We do not kill people who bring us gifts. And Brea says, "Can we at least kill the gnome?" And Carlos just kind of shakes his head and closes his eyes. "No, you fools! Sadie hasn't tested this one yet. We test them and then we kill them. What if this one is the one?" And all three of them kind of look almost hungrily at Kai on the desk. Satari speaks up and says, Well, we should take it to Sadie right away, boss. You want us to escort them?" And Carlos kind of looks around his office. He kind of he had paperwork on his desk. Now there's a gnome on it. So he says, "Yes, please do. I've got so much to do. And don't mess it up this time. Remember the screaming one that got away?" And Satari says, "Oh, come on, boss, that was months ago." And Harold says, Yeah, months ago, not counting the one we lost last week." And Breas kind of elbows Harold in the ribs. And Carmos just waves his hand dismissively. And he looks at Rhakna, and he says, "These three are going to escort you to our high priestess, Sadie. She will be very interested in your gnome friend. Please remove it from my office and go with them."
Without saying anything, Rhakna just picks up Kai again from the back of her shirt and carries her off. She falls behind the deacons with Triggus. He's still there.
Yeah.
Talon,
the dragon dude.
The dragon dude, Talon.
Yeah.
You walk out of the sanctuary into the vestibule, and you hear kind of a muffled sound coming from the closed door by the entrance. And again, you notice that indentation on the door. It's the same shape as the symbol of Asmodeus, but it's a little bit lopsided. So one of the sides is a little longer than the others. It stands out. And the three deacons kind of glance at each other as you pass by the door, and you can hear them kind of whispering to each other. You hear Breas say, "Remind me why we can't break in there and see what she's hiding?" And Satari, the female, says, "'Cause she'll kill us when she finds out." And Harold says, "How's she gonna know?" And Satari kind of says, "She's the high priestess. Of course she's gonna know now. Shut up. We're saying too much." And then she turns around and gives you this big fake smile. Everything's fine.
So tell me about this high priestess of yours.
I'm surprised you don't already know of her. Her name is Sadie, and she's been our leader for months now. She's wonderful. We're all very dedicated to her and her purpose. So you guys are all now kind of walking. The three of them kind of form almost like a triangle around you. Satari leads the way, and then Breas and Harold are bringing up the rear of the group. And she takes you back to that small park where you first met Guile. And towards the far side of the park, there's some overgrown bushes. And she kind of pushes the bushes out of the way, and there's a small path through a thick grove of trees. And so you're walking along the path. And she says, "Yeah, we all adore Sadie. She's wonderful."
So what is this purpose of hers?
Well, I think that's something that you might have to find out from Sadie herself. If Carmos hasn't already told you, then I don't know if I should share that information. I don't know if you've yet been accepted to our church. All I know is you've brought us a gnome.
Why do you follow her?
She's very powerful and promises great things that we believe she will be able to follow through on.
For all tieflings?
Yes.
She sounds great. She sounds pretty cool. I want to meet her. No.
as you're walking along the path, you hear Breas kind of like sniffing at the air again. And I want all three of you to roll me a perception check.
That's a crit failure.
You got a 1.
I got a 3.
Holy bananas.
A 15.
Okay, Triggus.
Yes.
Whew.
I got this, guys.
Oh no.
Also, sorry, I don't know if this helps or not. On perception checks, you add your wisdom modifier.
That's -1, so.
+1, 16.
Okay. Kai, you're pretty sure you're outside. Rhakna, you've made some new friends. And, Triggus, so Breas and Harold are walking behind the group, and you heard Breas kind of like sniff the air again, and then you hear him kind of mutter to Harold, I don't like these guys. We should kill them and tell Sadie we found the gnome ourselves. And Harold kind of like, you hear him respond, ooh. And then Breas whispers, alright, let's go on 3. Satari's gonna join us when she sees what's going on.
They're gonna kill us. They're gonna kill us on 3. The one guy's gonna count to 3, and then they're gonna attack us. Help.
Rhakna.